"Sir, you need to leave now." The words hit him like a slap. The sun was warm, the waves were calm, but everything inside him started shaking. He looked around. Families were laughing, children were playing, but security guards were staring only at him. He had done nothing wrong. He was just sitting on the sand, enjoying the breeze, just like everyone else. "Why?" he asked, trying to stay calm. One of the guards stepped closer. "People have complained," he said. "You're making them uncomfortable." "Uncomfortable," the man repeated, confused. "I'm just sitting." "You've been here too long," the other guard added, "and we don't want trouble." It felt like a nightmare. The beach wasn't private. There were no rules posted, but still they stood over him like he was a threat. He looked down at his clothes, simple jeans, a clean t-shirt. He wasn't drunk. He wasn't loud. He wasn't bothering anyone. But he was black. And that somehow was enough. People were watching now. Some whispered, some laughed, some looked away. He felt his heart sink. "Fine," he said quietly, standing up. As he picked up his bag, a child nearby asked their mother, "Why are they making him leave?" The mother didn't answer. He walked away slowly, his steps heavy, his face calm, but his soul burning. No one stopped him. No one helped him. That moment broke something inside him. But he didn't show it. He just walked away. And hours later, he returned, not as a visitor, not as a stranger, but as the owner of the beach. The sky was darker when he came back, not because it was night, but because something inside him had changed. His car pulled up quietly near the beach gate. This time he didn't walk. He didn't carry a bag. He stepped out dressed in a clean black suit. No tie, no smile. He walked with calm power. The same two guards saw him. Their faces froze. One whispered to the other, "Is that him?" It was, but this time he wasn't holding back. He went straight to the gate. The guard stepped forward, unsure. "Sir, this area is—" He held up a folder, a thick white envelope. Inside, the documents were clear, signed, stamped, verified, ownership of the entire beach. "I believe I own this place now," he said softly, handing it to them. They didn't speak. They flipped through the papers. Their hands shook. "You bought it?" one guard stammered. He nodded. "No, I didn't buy it today. I bought it 6 months ago." Silence. 6 months ago, long before they kicked him out. Long before the stares. He had kept it quiet. He wanted to see how they treated people. And now they had shown him. He looked past them. The same sand, the same ocean, but now it was his. He walked through the gate, and this time nobody stopped him. People stared again, but this time their eyes were wide with confusion. Some recognized him. Some remembered how he had been kicked out. Now they watched him walk across the beach with quiet strength. He didn't yell. He didn't gloat. He just stood there, looking at the water, calm, powerful, unbothered. A man walked up to him, confused. "Are you really the new owner?" "Yes," he answered simply. "How?" He smiled a little. "Because I never let their rejection stop me." His name was Elijah Moore. Born in a small town, raised by a single mother. He didn't grow up with wealth. He grew up with books, with dreams, with fire in his heart. From a young age, he knew the world didn't expect much from him. Teachers doubted him. Neighbors whispered. Some thought he'd end up in jail. Others thought he'd never leave the streets. But Elijah believed in something bigger. He believed in himself. He worked after school cleaning stores. On weekends, he sold snacks at the park. He saved every dollar, not to buy shoes, not to buy clothes, but to buy books. He studied when others played. He read when others slept. He told his mother one day, "I want to own something." She smiled but didn't understand. "Like what?" "I don't know yet," he said. "But one day, people will stand on land that belongs to me." He didn't say it with pride. He said it with purpose. Years passed. He got a scholarship, left town, studied business, failed. Tried again, failed again, but he kept going. He worked at restaurants, cleaned toilets, built websites, flipped small houses. Bit by bit, he made his way forward. One day he saw the beach. It was quiet, beautiful, not crowded. He asked someone nearby, "Who owns this?" They shrugged. So he looked it up. It wasn't owned by the government. It was private, but the owner had put it up for silent sale months ago. Most people didn't know, but Elijah did, and he had just enough saved to make a small offer. The owner accepted. It was his. The beach was his. But instead of announcing it to the world, he stayed quiet. He came to visit, to sit, to watch. He wanted to feel the land before he touched it. And that day when they kicked him out, he felt something deeper than anger. he felt a mission. He knew this wasn't just about him anymore. It was about everyone who had ever been told, "You don't belong here." He decided he would change everything, not just the beach, but what the beach stood for, not with hate, but with power. The next morning, Elijah returned again, this time with a team, not lawyers, not guards, but builders, cleaners, young people from the community. They came with shovels, paint, wood, and hope. He stood in the center of the beach and spoke. "I was kicked out of this place," he said, "not because I was loud, not because I did anything wrong, but because of what I look like. That ends today." The workers clapped. Some of them had stories just like his. Times they were turned away, times they were made to feel small, but now they were part of something big. Elijah had a vision. He wanted to turn the beach into a place of peace, freedom, and welcome, a place where everyone could breathe, rest, and be treated like they mattered. He started with the entrance, the same gate where he had been stopped. He ordered it removed. In its place, he built a wide wooden arch with a simple sign carved across the top. "Everyone belongs here." People started noticing. Locals came by. Some were curious, some were doubtful, but slowly the beach changed. Elijah set up food stands run by single mothers. He built free changing rooms and bathrooms for families. He hired teens for summer jobs. He brought in music, games, books, and even lifeguards from nearby towns. It was no longer just a beach. It became a community. The guards who had kicked him out, he didn't fire them. He offered them a choice. "Work with me," he told them. "Learn, grow, or leave." They were stunned. "You're not angry?" He looked at them with steady eyes. "I was," he said, "but I'm more interested in changing hearts than keeping score." They stayed, and over time they changed, not because they were forced, but because they saw a better way. Elijah didn't build fences, he built bridges, and people crossed. Months later, the beach was unrecognizable, not because of fancy buildings or luxury shops, but because of the spirit in the air. People of all colors laughed together. Children played without fear. Elders sat under umbrellas sharing stories. Musicians played soft tunes as waves kissed the shore. It felt alive. One day, a journalist came to interview Elijah. They asked him, "Why didn't you respond with anger when they treated you unfairly?" He paused, then said, "Because anger burns, but purpose builds." He looked around at the smiling faces. "This beach isn't just about sand and water," he continued. "It's about rewriting the story, a story where people like me don't just visit. We own, we lead, we welcome." The article went viral. Elijah Moore became a symbol, not of revenge, but of quiet power, of rising above hate without losing your soul. He started speaking at schools, teaching kids how to invest, how to build, how to believe in themselves, even when no one else does. One day, a young black boy visited the beach with his mother. He looked up at Elijah and said, "They say I can't do much." Elijah knelt down and smiled. "Good," he said. "Let them say it, then prove them wrong with silence and success." The boy's eyes lit up. Elijah stood, watching the waves again. The same waves he once watched while being kicked away. But now, they sounded different. They sounded like freedom. And the beach? It stood not just as a place of beauty, but as a reminder to the world, where they once said leave, you can return and say welcome. That is the true power, not just to rise, but to rise with grace, to own the very place they tried to keep you out of, to become the answer to the pain, and to leave a door open behind you so others can follow.